Hey guys, I thought I'd make a video. I'm going to replace the remote lock spindles on my 1970 Brazilian 23 window bus here. And I thought maybe I'd just record it so that if someone else is having the same issues, maybe they'll have an easier time digging into it. So like I said, it's a Brazilian, it's a 1970, so the doors are really like a 63. You know, it's got these type of door handles here. So it's got the dowel pin handle on the inside of the door, and it's this spindle here it's totally trashed. It's the threads are cheesed away, the ridges are, and it slides in and out. So when you're trying to put the handle on, get that dowel pin in there, you know how hard that is. It just goes all the way back and it falls out. So I'm gonna replace that. And what I had to do was I had to order all the way from England that new spindle. So I went with C&C out of England. They say they're a manufacturer. I guess they make them. But the only place that makes them in the U.S. Said that they just burnt down a couple weeks ago. So their warehouse burnt down. And so they don't make any more, and apparently the supply is bad. I've tried all kinds of different shops in the U.S. and just couldn't get a hold of them. So I ended up ordering them from the U.K. and it was like $25 to ship them, and I think they were like $25 a piece. So $75 in, I got both of them. All right, so we'll dig into this. The old one that I have here, as you can see, it's riveted in. It's a pop rivet, so I'm just going to drill that out, because the new ones are actually screws. So we'll give that a shot. Alright, so if you just take the head off of this thing, there we go. Get the other one. Yeah, let's get that one off. Go. All right, easy enough. Okay, doing this with one hand and trying to feel what's really tough. All right, so there's the old back. I think it's shot. I don't think I have any reason to save that. Okay, here's the new one. See from C&C. Now, one of the things I'm wondering about here is if I mount it upside down, does that get the orientation of the handle to go the other way? Because I kind of like when the handle's sideways, pushing down on it rather than pulling up on it. It just feels a little awkward. Of course, I can always mount the handles vertically, but I don't know if I want to do that. So we'll see about that. All right, so I got to get the old one disconnected here. Yeah, I'm going to need two hands for that. So I got the old one off there, and you can really see how it's just cheesed away. The handle just turned all the way around. It didn't grip unless you like pushed in on it, so that just wasn't working. The screw and the bolt and the nut on this didn't look like it was V-dub, so I'll probably just put a new one on that on the new one. All right, I got the new one here, the back of the new one and the back of the old one. You can see the old one's missing that backing plate, and that's why the spindle just would go right through it. So yeah, these Brazilian buses, they're rode pretty hard. They've got tons of miles on them. They're used all the time. No one ever parks them. They're just used and they're not entirely functional, it seems. They just do enough to get by. So I'm not surprised by all that. But I want to get this thing to be a pretty good daily driver, so we'll see. Alright, so I got my new one attached to the bar there that goes to the handle. And what I did is I got some M5 8mm head short bolts from Home Depot with a nylon locking nut on the back. And that way it doesn't come off. And I put some washers between there, of course, and I tightened it down, but then I loosened it just a hair, just so it has some play. I don't want it to be super tight that it's not actually moving right. All right, and so I'm going to try this going upside down and see what that does from inside there to get that handle orientation the way I want it. Alright, looks like we line up right there. Alright, so I'll throw those same M5 bolts right there, tighten that down, and we'll be in pretty good shape here. Alright, using the, it's not really the impact, it's the driver, but it's really just because I'm lazy, I don't like it in the socket. A couple snaps on that. Okay. Alright, so I need to put my handle on there and see what that looks like. Handles out of all my stash here. Okay. And I didn't want to put a new handle on a stripped spindle because I was afraid it would make the new handle that much stripped. So there we go. Alright. And hey, look at that. That's the way I want to mount the handle. Before you have to pull up to get out, now you push it down. I just think that's a little more natural, so I'm going to leave that piece there upside down. It seemed to mount fine. It doesn't seem to be inhibited on this action in any way, so there we go. And for all I know, maybe the other one was upside down, and so maybe I'm actually making it right. I don't know. I know my 66 bus opened with pushing it down, so I'm surprised that that one opened the other way. Alright, well, I went ahead and I got the door handle on there. I had to stick that dowel down in there, and it actually went really smooth. I thought it'd be a lot harder, but with that new spindle and a new handle, boy, it just goes right on there. Because I know I was having tons of trouble with the old handles trying to get that dowel in there. So it's all good. I think I'm going to attach the rest of this door panel, and I'm going to be alright. Now I'll do the driver's door. Alright, I got the driver's side tore open. That one's a little better. It's got that backing plate on it, so it wasn't falling through, but it's still missing the spring, and you can see here that the threads or the ridges there are completely cheesed away, so we'll be putting that new one on this side too, and I assume it'll go just like the other one. Well, so I'm halfway through putting in the other side on the driver's side, and it turns out that the screw holes in that piece are bigger than the M5 like on the other side. Why that would be, I have no idea. That makes absolutely zero sense that they would make two parts, one's a right side, one's a left side, and put different size screws in it. So what I did was I took the same screws and put a lock nut on the back side of it, so it should hold there just fine, and I'll get the other side here too. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of weird. Okay, that seemed to work. So got them both on. Push down to open. You can see it's moving right there. So I think I got her figured out.